Hi, this is Glenise from Glenise Inspiration Corner. Today I'm going to show you how to make milk. Yes, we're going to show you how to make milk with oats. And the kind of oats that we're going to be using is called the quick cooking oats. This is the steel cut oats. And there you can see it, the steel cut oats. So I got this at Costco. And I know the other grocery store will carry these as well. And that's the kind of oats I'm going to be using. See the big grains? So we're gonna get going and make you some milk. Okay, so what you do, you soak your milk from overnight. You don't actually have to measure it and measure your water. The reason why I says this, because it's swollen. So the best time to measure it is when you're ready to make the milk. You measure your water that you want to use and how many of the oats that you would like to use. So just pouring the amount of oats and pouring the water that you think that you would like from the night before, from overnight, and then when you're going to make it, then you could decide, do you need more oats, do you need more water, that you could add from here. So here I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add some of the water in the blender here. I won't add all of it at once because that's, oh sorry, I should have measured the amount of water. So I think, sorry, I'm gonna do this over. Normally when I'm doing this by myself, I don't measure it, but for you guys I have to measure it. So I think I gotta get used to that. So that's 1, 2, that's about 3 cups of water right there. And I'm gonna take out of here 1. I'm gonna drain off some of this water for a minute. 2. And I think I'm gonna just add the rest of this. I'm gonna just make it 3 cups. So that's already 2 and a bit. And I'm gonna scrape the rest of this out. Okay, so here we go. So that's about 3 cups of oats and 3 cups of water. Even. Okay. So I forgot to go get my blender, my cover, so give me a minute. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna blend this for about 2 to 3 minutes. But for you guys, it's gonna be noisy, so I'm not gonna be blending it that long. So here we go. Okay, and I'm gonna stop the blending there, but you guys could always blend it some more you would like, but just for less noise, I'm gonna stop the blending there. Then you're gonna go ahead, whatever water you have in here, you're just gonna dump it into a different bowl. I'm just gonna dump it into that bowl, because you're not gonna use the rest of the water that the oats were soaked into from overnight. So you just decide, if you want, you could always add it, but I'm not gonna add it. I'm just gonna go with what I have already in the blender. You grab your strainer, your bowl, and you strain this. Your spatula, and then you kind of mix it around. Look at that, nice and rich and creamy. Yep, guys, you could make milk from out of steel cut oats, and it tastes really good. I went to the grocery store, not really me, but my husband went to the store, and we have milk at home, but we were out and the kids needed something to drink, and we kind of stopped buying juice unless we're making our own. So he went to the store and grabbed a box of rice milk, and the kids didn't like it at all. They're like, Mom, your milk tastes so much better than this. They didn't like it at all. So making your own sometimes it's better than like actually even the one at the grocery store. You never know. But my kids prefer this milk than the rice milk. Okay, so we're gonna so this is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like, guys, when it's strained, nice and creamy and rich. If you want it to be thinner, you could make this milk thinner. If you want it to be thicker, you could always make it thicker by just adding enough oats, soak enough oats, and maybe less water, or just measure it. Whatever you prefer, you will figure it out what works for you guys, because you guys could always change it up and do what works best for you guys. But for me, I like to do it this way. So I'm gonna be using the pink salt, and I got this at Costco, and the grocery store also have this salt. I think the grocery store have it, if not the health food store. So I'm gonna put about half a teaspoon or 1/8 or 1/4 of salt, something like that. But I'm just gonna just eyeball the salt. And this is the what I'm using here is going to be organic vanilla, pure vanilla, and I got this at the grocery store. It's a bit pricey, but yeah. So about 1 teaspoon or half teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to use half teaspoon of vanilla. And you keep mixing that in. So each time when you pour in the salt, the vanilla, you just keep mixing it in, just to make sure by the time you get to the honey, these are already dissolved in. Okay, so for the honey, it depends on how many milk you have and how sweet you want the honey. How sweet you would like your milk. But I don't want my milk to be sweet, and I'm using this honey here, and I got this at Costco. You could get this, the big jar, or whatever if you want sugar, whatever works for you guys, go ahead and use what you want to use, but I prefer using honey. It's more healthier, and when I get it by the bulk, I think it's cheaper buying it the bigger size. Anyway, so I'm going to be using about 1/4 of honey. So about 1/4 cup of honey, and then this is where I'm going to strain it. Mixed it. And whatever jar container works for you guys, I use this container to pour it into, and then you put it into the fridge. And before you use it, you shake it up. And before if you're gonna drink this milk right away, you have to kind of warm it first, because remember it's oats and it's raw. So whenever you're gonna use this milk, it's best to kind of warm it up, like for about 2 or 3 minutes should be good enough, or if you want to warm it longer. So always remember to kind of warm the milk or cook it a little bit before you use it, especially if you're going to drink it. Or if you don't mind, if you want to go ahead and drink it just like that. Because in the beginning I was drinking it just like that, and then I'm like, I think I should at least cook the oats for a few minutes. But I don't cook the oats for a few minutes. Sorry, not the oats, the milk. I don't cook the milk for a few minutes unless I know I'm going to be ready to use it. Then that's when I put it on the stove and cook for a few minutes. So here we're going to pour our milk into our container, whatever container you already have at home. You don't have to go out and buy one like this. Just go ahead and use what you have. And remember, as I said, before you use it, always shake it up. Normally I would make more. Sorry, it's making a mess over there. But normally I would actually even make more of this milk. But I already made some this morning, and I don't really need any more milk. But I'm just making this just to show you guys how to make your own milk. So this is just extra on top of what I already have. So here you go, guys. So this is your milk, and it's steel cut oats milk, quick and easy, simple. Just warm it for a few minutes, as I said, before you use it. And if you need it to be more rich, you could add more oats to it. If you need it to be thin,